Who wasn't on a winning team is the question.
Jennifer was on a winning team. Bonnie.
My darling was on the business yesterday.
Jim Ginther,
Yes,
were you on a winning team yesterday?
I was helping the others out. Who are the other
We had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Thank you. Let's pause together and offer a word of prayer. Lord, as we come together, we are mindful of the special place that is Trinity Woods. We didn't start the flame that burns here, but our job is to perpetuate that flame. And we thank you for the privilege of living here and working here and serving here. And we thank you for the wonderful mission of serving people in the Spirit of Christ that guides us every single day. We pray that you would help us as a community to uphold that mission in a way that positively impacts the lives of everyone that lives here and works here. And we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. We have a little fun that we'd like to start off with today. So Bonnie's going to come forward and we need your help with something.
Yeah.
Can you, your neighbor? How many of you pay attention to the bookshelves out in the community life center or how many of you are part of the group that changes them out all the time? And they've been wedding photos, they've been your college photos. You should know that's one of my favorite things to show when we tour, because I love that our members own it. So for fun, we thought, because of Grandparents' Day this last month, that the shelves have been you guys as kids. So we thought it would be fun to show some photos of all of you as children to see if you can guess them. Now, if you are in this and you know it's you, be real quiet. Let's see if they can guess you. So we'll start. Feel free to shout them out. Okay, so name that Trinity Woods neighbor. Does anyone know who this is? Nice.
Buddy Fellas.
Buddy Fellas. Okay, the next one is, who is this? Not below. No. The person is in this room at that, hints at all.
Love that dress.
Do you want to stand if this is you?
No.
Okay, who is this one? Not a green.
Dorothy, do a guess again. Hello, and where? Okay. Does anyone know who this is? And it's not Jim Ginther. I heard the names. No guesses? Jim thinks.
Sorry? Who is
This one.
this one looks familiar. I honestly can't remember.
No? I'm gonna be surprised because I can't remember this one. Hold on, it's gonna come in. Oh, I know who it is. Sorry, I now know who it is. And if you're in the room and you want to identify yourself, feel free to stand because I think you're right.
Woo! We felt so like I know this. We felt. Who is this cute little?
It looks very honoring.
Yeah. The shirt is wild. Oh, he thought you were cute.
This person is a really good pickleball player, and I don't want to play against.
Sure. And I saw this person come in or not.
Yep.
Patricia,
I think this is my final one. Can you get this?
Say he went on to go into the ministry.
Kind of cheated, Jordan. Thank you guys for playing along. We tried to do something fun before town hall. So if you have other things you want us to try to kind of do something fun before town hall, but you enjoyed that. And thank you guys for being part of the shelves out there. I do love it when they change over. It's fun to see what kind of ideas, and I love seeing your photos. So thank you guys for being part of that.
Very good. I think I'm okay. Thank you very much. All right. I love the fact that we had this vision for the Community Life Center, that it would be kind of like the student union on a college campus. And since the Community Life Center opened a year ago, there have been several iterations of that student union spirit. The first was people bringing their college yearbooks and putting yellow stickies on the pages where their picture was in the college yearbook. That was awesome. And then the second iteration occurred at Valentine's Day, when people donated their wedding pictures, and we put those on display. And this fall, as a back to school theme, we put these pictures up. So if you haven't seen those, please take advantage of them. It's a lot of fun, and I always look forward to whatever's next. So thanks to everybody who made those contributions. I do want to take the opportunity this morning to recognize several guests that have joined us in anticipation of the events that are about to take place over the next 30 days or so. It seemed good at the board meeting discussion that occurred in September that board members would be invited to participate in this town hall meeting. And so I see 3 board members who are not community members, and I'd like to recognize them. And I'd like to recognize the community members who are board members. So Sharon Early is the treasurer of the board. She's here. Susie Butterworth is the former president of the board. She's sitting in the back. And Meredith Davidson is here. And I'd like to thank all 3 of you for coming. Did I miss anybody? And of course, we have currently 22 voting members of the board. 3 of those voting members are members of the Trinity Woods community. They are Raleigh Rhodes, Stan Teeter, and Kay Owens. And I think that Kay and Tom are traveling. So again, thank you for your service, and delighted that you're here today.
Is she? Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Yeah. And we'll post it to YouTube. So yeah, it's right there.
Raleigh's comment was that there were 2 other board members who had hoped to be here. Personal circumstances prevented that from happening. So each month we have the unique opportunity to recognize staff members in 2 different categories. And this is a delightful part of our town hall. First, this month, we're recognizing 2 people who received the Red Carpet Star of the Month Award. Stephanie Lieb and Kelly Harrelson. And I would like to invite Stephanie to come forward first if she's here.
Stephanie's not here.
She's not here, okay. Stephanie will receive a certificate. And the certificate says on it, Stephanie works in housekeeping, and Kathy Green made this comment: Stephanie does her job well and cares about the members she serves. She's an asset to the Trinity Woods team. Recipients of the Red Carpet Customer Service Award for the month receive a gift card and a certificate. So we're delighted to be able to recognize them. The second person who's being recognized this month is Kelly Harrelson. If you come forward, Kelly works in the Cypress Grill, and Latasha Grundy, her supervisor, made this comment about Kelly. Kelly is a great employee. She's always putting everyone ahead of herself. She's truly a sweet and kind person. We're privileged to have her on our team at Trinity Woods. Thank you so much. We also have the opportunity to recognize people who have passed significant milestones in their employment, and there are 3 this month. Irene Brown is being recognized for 10 years of service. Would you please come forward? In fact, Jennifer, would you come too? Jennifer's going to present Irene with a 10-year pin. We are so grateful for the difference that you make here in promoting person wellness, and it's just a
Can we
blessing.
get him to
It
move
doesn't
the
seem
camera?
possible that it's been 10 years.
What do you mean? It's nothing here and everything's happening for her.
Brian Newland works in security. He's being recognized for 10 years of service. I don't think that he is here. So Dennis Graham will pass on Brian's 10-year pin, and we're delighted to recognize him for that. Finally, we actually have a very special opportunity today, and that is to recognize Larnell Foster for a very significant milestone at Trinity Woods. Being recognized for 35 years of service at Trinity Woods. And Dennis Graham will present him with his pin. Now, there's a little known fact about Larnell that I'd like to share with you if I could. Before Larnell came to work at Trinity Woods, he worked at Sears and Roebuck just down the street. And there was a part-time employee there that he knew while he worked there by the name of Dennis Graham. So Dennis Graham was a part-time employee and Larnell was a full-time employee. And I'm just wondering if there was any indication back at that time about the potential that Dennis had. Well, we're very grateful to both of you for what you do here. Do you want to make a comment? We are so delighted to recognize you, and as Dennis points out, we're going to add a brick in your honor to the paved walkway out in front of the community. With that, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Chuck Hanna, who's going to come and talk about the member council nomination and election process for 2023. And as Chuck comes, I want to take the opportunity to publicly thank him for his leadership of the member council. All of us on the leadership team are extremely grateful for the way that the member council helps us make decisions that are positive and that serve the best interest of everyone in the community. So thank you very much for your leadership.
Well, good morning, everybody. Serving on the members council is a 2-year commitment.
It might.
And
Okay,
I'd
I'll
like
get
to
with
thank
you.
all of our nominees for agreeing to serve if elected. Do we have a slide on this?
Yeah.
If I call off your name, would you please stand momentarily so people from that area will know who you are? All right, voting for, we have 2 candidates, spots available on member council from the Lakeside Patio homes. The 4 nominees are Andy Ewing, Bruce Nixon, Don Stout, and Gary Van Possum.
Nice.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. We have 1 position available from the Villas. Donna Jackson. Thank you, Donna. And Rob Rainey. Rob is not here today, but hopefully you'll know who he is. Felt House nominee is Layla Brindley. And Layla Brindley is located in the back. She's a recent member of the community. And there's no ballot for the Felt House this year because nominations are closed, so she is our next member. And from Crestwood, we have 2 available positions, and we have 5 candidates, great people. Sarah Jenkins, Joe Kirtley, Adrena Mayhew, Rich Lilienthal, and Cindy Ziegler. All excellent candidates. Thank you so much. Let's talk about the voting process for a moment. The voting process actually will begin, well, let's just take you through it. Ballots and member sheets will be located in the Crestwood lobby on Wednesday, that's October 26th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The way we're going to do that this year is the members will sign for a ballot on a spreadsheet that indicates that they have received their ballot. Ballots will be filled out and turned in, placed into their lockbox. That will take place on the 26th of October, but some people have asked about absentee ballots. If you're not able to be there on the 26th, you can certainly receive and fill out an absentee ballot. The ballots will be available from the Member Services Office in the Crestwood area beginning October 21st, which is a Friday. You must fill out your ballot and return it at the time that you receive it. And if you have any questions about that process, please see Carrie Matheson or Karen Dills, who have been diligently working to make this come forward. Thank you so much for today.
With that, Dennis Graham is going to come forward. He has the report of the Chief Operating Officer.
Good morning. Couple of things real quick. One of the things, start off with, has to do with recycle and the recycle committee. I start out by saying I apologize for not having enough time to get with the recycle committee members before we make this announcement, but we need to make this announcement pretty quickly. And that is battery recycle bins. We're gonna need to remove those out of the buildings. We just got a report that Inverness had a recycle bin real similar to ours. The bin caught on fire. It burnt one of the walls in there, wherever their recycle bin was. Sprinklers came on, flooded some hallways, so we don't want that activity here. If we can keep on it. So we made a quick decision and we removed all the battery recycles. We have batteries to recycle. You're welcome to, for now, recycle those on your own. You can put them in the trash.
Can I help you?
Down, we can dispose of them that way. We'll try to figure out.
Oh, you need to sign in as you're signing. Oh, you're just delivering? Oh, you can just leave it there. That's fine. I'll give it to them when they come down. Thank you.
Another challenge we're having is our big 24 passenger bus. We had an incident where we got the catalytic converter stolen off of it. That is happening in many buses. We weren't able to get an OEM. The OEM is out past the first of the year. The OEM part is out past the first of the year. And they can't even give us a delivery date on it. So we made a decision to put an aftermarket unit on the bus. We drove it a couple hundred miles and the check engine light came on. And the substitute part is just not, it just will not work up to the standards that the V10 Ford engine requires. So it's okay and safe for us to drive it locally. We'll probably go pick it up next week and drive it locally, but we will not be able to go out of town and take any out of town trips until we can get the OEM proper replacement on our bus. And Cliff and I are working real close with Riverside Ford to try to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. So if you guys please be patient with us. Again, I know you hear me say this a lot, supply chain issues. This is another one that has brought reality to that statement. So please be patient with us and we'll get this resolved as quickly as possible. A couple other things from the food committee I just want to kind of address. There was a comment made about specials that we intend to run out of specials. To be honest with you, that is our intention. We do intend to run out of specials. If we have a special, we intend to run out. It's a special. It's not a normal everyday menu item that we stock for. So those of you who missed out on those specials, we apologize for that. But to be honest with you, that truly is our intention. And that is when we have a special, we have a certain amount of inventory and we expect to run out. Now on steak night, where we ran out of steaks, let me give you some numbers. One evening, we ran out of steaks. I believe we had 80 steaks available and we had 98 requests. 80 steaks is a lot of steaks. So again, by selling out, we don't have to worry about what we're going to do with the leftovers and how we're going to contend with those and that type of scenario. But we did up the inventory and the available to 100. Night, then we ended up with 15 extra. So as you can see, a special is a special. So we're going to adjust our inventories back to where we were. And I would just encourage everyone to go early. If it's your favorite item, go early if you can and get there before we run out. But our intention is to run out on a special. So please be aware of that. The other thing is safety. Let's talk a little bit about safety. We've had some people email us, bring us some complaints about doors in Crestwood and Wellness Center being propped open. Please don't do that. We have the key cards for a reason, and that's because we can control who does and doesn't enter those doors. So please do not prop doors open. I understand we've had scenarios where people have propped doors open because they knew a family member was gonna come and they didn't want to come back downstairs after the door was locked and those type of things. Please don't do that. That's why we have, the phone in the vestibule for them to call security, and security will come over and let them in. So another issue we've had, and a challenge is, after 4:30, when the doors lock, people see, individuals trying to get in. They don't know them from Adam, so they're just letting them in. And we know this is happening because we see it on our cameras. So, please don't do that either. Ask them, if you know who they are and you know exactly where they're going, that's fine. If you don't know who they are and you don't really know what their business is here, please don't let them in. Have security do that. Have them follow through with that process and that procedure. So, just kind of give you guys an update on landscaping. Our landscaping, we're coming to an end of finishing planting the trees in Owen Park. We should have that done either today or Monday. Then they'll start to clean all of those areas back up from where we dug out to put the light bollards in. So the lighting is on order. It will be coming in the end of this month to the middle of next month. And we'll have that completed, and hopefully we'll be out of that area and can clean it up once and for all, and you guys can enjoy it. But the campus-wide landscaping, there are going to be some changes to the campus-wide landscaping, and we're going to start this fall. We're not going to put out any pansies in any individual locations as an organization. If you would like, we'll get information out when we start to plant the pansies. If you would like pansies planted in front of your house, we can provide information to you on that. But we plant a little over 1,300 flats of pansies on the campus. And this year, we're going to cut that back this fall. Some of the inventories aren't available. The inventory is very expensive this year, and probably cutting that back to around 250 flats. So we're going to do the common spaces, the main entries. We're going to highlight the areas that really need to be highlighted. So FYI, when the pansies start coming around, please understand we're not gonna plant individual residences this year. So with that, I think that's pretty much covers all I have. Any questions? Yeah, Bruce? It's a great question. The question was, when are the benches going to be installed? And we were just waiting on the big trucks that we're doing the infrastructure for the lighting to get out of the way. So I would say in the next 2 weeks, we should have all the benches and trees installed. Yeah, hopefully.
What about an update on the hot tub?
Okay. It's a great question. The question was an update on the hot tub. The information we're getting that we provide to you guys is the information we get from the manufacturer / supplier. And they're telling us now that the hot tub boiler is not going to be available until the 1st of December. So I talked to a couple of other facilities across Oklahoma and that had issues with hot tubs and pool heaters. And they're facing exactly the same thing we are. It's long, 17, 18, 20 weeks of getting new boilers. Now, here's what we did. This is kind of like, I would describe it like this. This is kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a compound fracture, but we're going to take a shot at it. We pulled the heat exchanger out of the boiler and we had it welded. I don't think it'll hold. If it does, I don't think it'll hold for a long period of time. But if it can at least get us to the point where we get our new boiler in, we can at least get the hot tub back up and going. So hopefully, Ty and I talked about this earlier in the week, and hopefully we can have that completed and up and going maybe sometime next week. So we'll give it a shot. If it goes down again, I'm sorry, we'll just have to wait until the boiler comes, but we're at least trying to, again, put a Band-Aid on a compound fracture here, so it's tough. Yes,
As a master gardener, we were told always to water in plants when they're planted. Will you all be doing that?
yes, we always try to do that, yes, yes. Yeah, I saw a question somewhere over here. Okay. All right, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Bonnie.
I am gonna just, first of all, if you ordered anything from the logo shop, if this last time it's in and at the back. The logo shop is reopening, so if you want to order something, it is reopening, and you can go on and it will be live through October 30th. And then those orders will be delivered before the next town hall. There is a QR code now that hopefully will make it a little bit easier for you to get to. And Heidi and Carrie both will have it where you can really just walk up to the sign and QR code it and it'll take you right to the website. So hopefully that'll make it easier for you guys to get to. The other thing I wanted to give you an update on in terms of the sales committee or the sales team, we have had a very busy 30 days. So in the last 30 days, we have worked 210 leads. 86 of those are brand new people that we would not have had access to before. We have done 17 tours. We have 6 deposits and we have closed on 2. So we have been a very active team, and that literally is only in the last 30 days from today. So we are definitely working really hard. Alec and Christy can definitely tell you the schedule is tight all day. But we are definitely working on that. And so thank you guys. Please do not quit bringing leads. These are member referrals are a great resource for us. And just to kind of dive into that just a minute, when you bring a card in, which we left some out here for you, when you give it, how it is considered a referral, and remember, you get money and the person, when they move in, get money if it works out. You bring it in, we have to be able to call them. As fun as it is to have a list of all your friends, if we can't call them, that's not a referral to us. That's just you telling me who you send Christmas cards to. So for us, it's gotta be people that you're like, you know what, you guys, they're ready. Call them, bring them out, talk to them about it. I've already talked to them. So for us, a lead is somebody you are actively ready for us to call. The other question I keep getting is, well, I've turned in some, but you say you already have this person. So let me go into that just a tiny bit. How that works is if you turn in a name that we already have, if it is a lead, which we have everything kind of categorized, if it has been deemed a lost lead, which means somebody has gone off because of time or because they've requested it, and maybe you now have spoken with them and they are ready to be recontacted, we'll put your name on that lead. If it is somebody in our system that we're already working with, or somebody else has already turned them in, we don't take their name off and put your name in. So that is not considered a lead, or we appreciate the name. And I would encourage you to do that because you never know if somebody, we don't know if somebody has come off our list but is ready to come back on. And then the other thing that is not a referral is if you hear somebody who's moving in and all of a sudden you're like, wait, I know them. That's not. But we really want you to be friendly and encourage them to come. But I wanted to clarify that through the end of the year right now, member referrals, if you provide one and they move in, you get $2,022 and they get $2,022 credited to your monthly account. So it's a win-win for both of you. So please keep turning these in. Like I said, you guys are our best resource. That being said, we've had 4 that were turned in. And so each month we draw for people turning in. Yeah. Ron and Ginger Anderson, they will get a $100 gift card for turning in a referral. So,
Yeah.
So Ginger will get a gift card. I'll come back and see you in just a minute. And the other thing is Raleigh and Kay are heading up the Employee Appreciation Fund campaign this year. As you guys know, we solicit funds to do Christmas bonuses in December for employees. And Raleigh and Kay are chairing that again. And if that is something that you're passionate about and interested in, please reach out to them. We are gathering committee members right now, and we will have our first meeting probably the end of October, beginning of November. But we will need all sorts of help, people to follow up with neighbors, people to decorate, people to hand out checks that day. But we welcome everybody to be part of that. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out to Raleigh or Kay and we'll get you plugged into that. Any questions?
Thank you, Bonnie. It's very exciting to hear about the activity in sales and marketing. And with that, Jennifer Rollins is going to come up with some information about wellness.
Hello. Two quick things. One, I want to remind everyone about Trunk or Treat. Is the last Friday of the month, October 28th, from 6:30 to 7:15. Last year was the first year we've done this, and it was a huge success, even though we had to move everything inside, but all of the kids loved it. You can invite your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews, any kids that you want that want to come indoors and or participate in trick or treating here. And then the employees also bring their family. So it's a great opportunity to see kids dressed up and for you to dress up if you want to and pass out candy to those. So we still have spots open if you want to participate in that. And then we also have the flu clinic, which is Tuesday, October 25th from 10 to 2, and it'll be in this room. And if you need to get a paper to fill out the form, you can get one from Lapina, Kim's desk, or Lori's desk. And then if you need your COVID booster, Walmart is going to be bringing those that day, but we need to know that you need it. So if you missed our last clinic or you now are eligible to get it, please let Lapina know and she will get you signed up and you can do your booster that day as well. Any other questions? All right, now I'm gonna invite Irene out for some exciting news.
Yes, indeed. I have some very exciting bargain basement news. I think we may have a slide. Yes. First, a little background. I got this shirt at the bargain basement. And I think many of you know that there are lots of exciting clothes in the bargain basement, but you may not know that if you moved here thinking you would never use your whisk again, and then found out, oh my goodness, boy, do I miss that whisk, the bargain basement is the place to go. If you feel you need a little more light in your apartment, or perhaps just a new accent to brighten things up, bargain basement can help. We've got you covered, and all of these things can be yours for a mere $6.50. Wow. So lots to be found on clothes. You just never know what you'll find. And all of this is made possible by several angels known as bargain basement volunteers. And I would invite all of those angels to please stand right now. Those who are here are bargain basement volunteers. They put in thousands of work to make all of this possible for you. And I'll have you know that they average $9,000 a year to the Good Samaritan Fund.
Wow.
And because the bargain basement is such a treasure here in Trinity Woods, the ladies decided that maybe we need to spruce up the name. And so the new name is the Treasure Chest. Now, most of you know how to find the treasure chest, but some of you may need a treasure map. We've got you covered. Jennifer and Lapina are passing out maps to the treasure chest. If you already know how to get there, you can pass it on to someone who doesn't. But we hope we'll find you down there on the first and third Fridays, 11:30 to 3:30, to find your next treasure.
Find your buried treasure at the treasure chest. I'd like to take the opportunity to acknowledge everybody who is participating online. How many people do we have?
We have 22.
There are 22 people online, so thank you very much for joining online. Could we give the online audience a round of applause here, please? So what I hope to do in the next 15 or 20 minutes is to talk to you about how decisions are made at Trinity Woods. And each year, the most significant decision that we make relates to you. It has to do with the budget, the operating budget, the capital budget, and the fee increase. And what I'd like to do is to take a few minutes to talk about how that process works. So every year during September and October, the executive leadership team of Trinity Woods, that includes myself, Jim Ginther as the Chief Financial Officer, Dennis Graham as the Chief Operating Officer, Jacob Will as the Vice President of Healthcare, Bonnie Pollock as the Vice President of Philanthropy and Community Engagement, and Jennifer Rawlings as the Vice President of Wellness. We get together and we develop the operating budget, which basically deals with the day-to-day expenses for the year, and the capital budget. What improvements are going to be made in terms of equipment and upgrades that have a long-lasting effect. And each year, we work very hard to evaluate the expenses and to forecast income with the goal of delivering a balanced budget. That's the goal, a balanced budget. Once we put that packet together, we forward it to the Finance Committee that reviews the recommendations submitted by the leadership team. And the Finance Committee forwards the budget to the Board of Directors. And again, that includes the operating budget, the capital budget, and the fee increase. Action is taken on these items at the October board meeting. And today, what I want to inform you about is that as we have been working on the 2023 budget, we are concerned about several significant challenges. The U.S. economy and the corresponding rise in inflation have put tremendous pressure on the organization. And since the board and the staff share the belief that our financial objectives are established to maintain the long-term financial stability of Trinity Woods, we feel that it's very important to share our concerns with you now. It's apparent that as we work toward preparing a balanced budget, we face some difficult choices. And these are likely to include an above average fee increase and some changes in the service that we offer. Historically here, fee increases have ranged between 3 and 6%. And for 2023, it's likely that that fee increase will be above that average. Now, I have been here since 2004, so I am in my 18th year. In 18 years, there's only been one time in 2008 where the fee increase was 6%. So I try to tell people the people who live here, the people who are thinking about living here, that anticipating a fee increase in the range of 3 to 6% is an important thing to keep in mind. And I also advise people that you should be just as concerned about a fee increase that's too low as a fee increase that's too high. You don't want the organization falling behind in terms of upkeep. You don't want the organization falling behind in terms of its pay scales. And so a discerning approach every single year to how that balanced budget is going to be created is critically important. I will say this, every year, the budget and the annual fee increase are the toughest decisions that we make as an organization. And as we approach this year, that's especially true. That's the reason that I wanted to have this discussion with you, because I want you to be aware of the factors that influence the decision, and we also want to hear back from you. So there are several things that I would like to invite you to do, and there are several things that I would like to share with you that are a part of this discussion. So the first thing is, we want your feedback. We are going to be conducting a series of fireside chats that will occur Thursday, October 20th, Friday, October 21st, and Monday, October 24th. And in those meetings, we would like to hear from you about any concerns that you have about Trinity Woods and its operations. The board meeting in October will occur on the 26th, and the feedback that's provided in those fireside chats will be relayed to the board as it deliberates on the decision for 2023. So please, by all means, take the opportunity to participate in that experience. We want to listen to your concerns, and we want to engage in a dialogue. Our goal is to keep you fully informed about how we plan on facing the challenges that are before us in order to maintain a sound financial foundation for Trinity Woods. So please sign up for the fireside chats. It's customary for us to send out an email in advance of town hall and to invite questions. And one of the questions that I got back via email relates to staffing. What's happening with staffing in Trinity Woods? And I'd like to take just a second to talk about that. Trinity Woods is committed to 3 things when we look at staffing. Staff salaries and benefits make up over 60% of our annual operating budget. And so this is a very, very critical component of what we do. We really are about people. And so in looking at staff salaries and benefits, what we're trying to do is to balance 3 things. We want the compensation here to be fair internally. In other words, similar pay for similar work. The second thing is, in addition to internal equity, external competitiveness is very, very important. We don't want people leaving here to go to work somewhere else for just a little bit more money. And so staying in touch with what's happening in the labor market and making appropriate adjustments so that we can recruit and retain the best people, that's very important. And then the third component has to do with cost effectiveness for the organization. So internal equity, external competitiveness, and cost effectiveness to the organization are all factors that are considered when looking at that staff salaries and benefits issue. In the past year, it's been necessary for us to make market adjustments in order to attract candidates and to keep good people we already have. We've increased pay for nurses. We've increased pay for CNAs. We've increased pay for CMAs. We've increased pay for housekeeping and wellness. And as we look toward next year, an increase in pay for dining is part of what we're considering. So that deals with the issue of staffing. A specific question did come up about wellness staffing. And I want to clarify something. When Josh left, Lisa was promoted to fill the vacancy created by Josh's departure. We did have a candidate to fill the vacancy created by Delisa's promotion. But as we anticipated the challenges that we're facing in the budget, it seemed to be inconsistent to go ahead and add that position when we were facing such serious concerns. And so that position, as all other positions that are vacant, has been frozen until we make a final determination about 2023. So if there was confusion about that, that's the source of the confusion. We did make an offer, but in light of the concern that we have, we've frozen all vacant positions, and that's the reason for the action that we took. The next issue that I want to touch on has to do with occupancy. A key to the success of Trinity Woods in looking toward the future is filling vacancies, particularly in residential living. Currently, we have residential living options that are available in the Felt House, in Patio homes, in the Villa, and in Crestwood. And our commitment to fill these vacancies has prompted us to take action that we think will be of benefit. We have evaluated our position in the marketplace and determined that rolling back the entry fees, not the monthly service fees, the entry fees is a strategy that could fill vacancies and strengthen our position. And so that step has been taken. We believe that these sales incentives will help generate revenue that will establish a balanced budget in 2023. And so standard plan membership fees have been reduced in Crestwood. A new 75% refund has been added, and other incentives are part of the strategy to help in filling those openings. Bonnie mentioned several positive steps that have occurred, and those include that we have over 200 new leads, 80 new leads, 200 leads within the last month, and we're really thrilled about the 6 deposits and 2 sales that the sales team has enabled. We've also kind of reoriented our approach in a way that makes everybody a part of the marketing team. We are very thrilled by Alec Davis and Christy Hinesley and the excellent work that they do. And as you see them driving around the campus, I hope that you'll be mindful of the fact that a potential new neighbor is with them. So everybody is on the marketing team. There's an interesting thing that we've actually initiated too. We used to be able to rely solely on putting a full page ad in the Tulsa World or putting an ad in Tulsa People and basically to wait for people to come to us. That strategy does not work anymore. And so outbound efforts have increased significantly, especially in the digital realm. Has anybody been doing an internet search recently and seen Trinity Woods pop up as a part of that process? That's a reflection of the efforts that we have invested there. We also did something recently where we did we're trying to, as Bonnie mentioned, clean up our database. And so we sent a survey to everyone that is on our database. And it asked questions like, do we still have the right address? Do we have the right phone number? Do you prefer receiving emails or text messages? And we've been amazed by the response that we have gotten. This might not surprise you. It came as a surprise to me. In sending these out, we got 215 responses. So we did a digital survey and we did a paper survey. Of the 215 responses that we've gotten back, how many of them do you think were digital? How many?
95%.
15 of the 215 were digital. 200 paper surveys came back. And so we're excited about the opportunity to follow up on those leads and to check in with people. One of the questions was a question about when do you think you'll be ready to move? Do you expect to be moving in the next few months? Do you expect to move in the next year, or will it be out a little bit farther? And so this person-centered approach to sales, where we're really focusing on getting to know people, what their interests are, is something that is a part of this outbound effort. Now, there's one more thing that I want to share with you, and it's an element of good news. Okay, and that is that we would love to gain the benefit of your help in this outreach. You know better than anybody else the benefits of living in Trinity Woods. And it's likely that you know people who you like to have as neighbors. And so I want to reaffirm Bonnie's comments about asking you to help in that referral process. For us, how many of you saw that Angela Lansbury passed away? Yeah, so sad. She's known by me for the role that she played in Murder, She Wrote. She's known by my kids for the role that she played in Beauty and the Beast as Mrs. Potts. And there's this line in Beauty and the Beast, and she sings this duet with Jerry Orbach, who played the candlestick. And the line goes, the song is Be Our Guest. And the line goes like this: be our guest, put our service to the test. But my favorite line goes on to say, be our guest, life is so unnerving for a servant who isn't serving. We love serving at Trinity Woods. And when we see the opportunity to serve more people here, we're actually inspired by that. And so I hope that this presentation encourages you to get involved and to join in assisting us, and that it informs you about what our approach is to this challenge that we face looking toward next year. I would like to take the opportunity to open the floor and see what questions you might have for me. Well, Delisa is part of a wellness team that includes several people. Can you help Jennifer in answering the question? What does the staffing look like in the wellness center?
Delisa is our full-time employee, and then I have Julie Clemens that does yoga and SIO, and she's going to be picking up another class. So those are our two fitness instructors. I help out in filling some classes when they aren't here. So those are two.
Yes, Dennis?
My question is with the nominations for the council read, I didn't hear Holloman. I didn't hear anyone from Holloman on the council.
Would you like to volunteer to serve?
I would be happy to,
Um,
but I think it should be an election.
They have their own.
We've got several people in Holloman who are certainly capable. And one of them just turned around. She was afraid I was gonna nominate her. I'm not nominating anybody.
we
But
will,
yeah, I did notice that and I just wondered why.
we will take that under advisement, and, thank you very much for your suggestion. Thank you. Yes,
You mentioned the rollback for Crestwood on the entry fee, does that apply to the villas and?
so there is a rollback in patio homes. I don't think that there's a change in villas.
Correct. Not for villas, just patio
There
homes.
is a rollback in patio homes. There's a 20% rollback in membership fees for patio homes. The entry fees for villas remain the same. The incentives are really driven by supply and demand. Yes, Tom?
I have a penthouse and the penthouse on the third floor. It's 30% occupied and I don't know why. This is the best deal in Tulsa. And I don't know if it's decor, if it's something else. Whether it's, I don't even know if there's a buy-in, and I'm not sure if that will detain, anyway, that's my question. Is there something you can say about that?
Yes, so there is also an incentive for the Felt House. The incentive in the Felt House is that we are removing the entry fee. So there is no entry fee to move into Felt House, and the monthly service fee is $3,000. So you're right, it is the best deal in life plan community living in the city of Tulsa.
Do you have a breakdown of the number of vacancies in each area? That's the first question. The second question is, will there be elimination of some of the classes in wellness center?
So here's the breakdown in independent living vacancies right now. There are 10 Felt House residences, 1 patio home, 1 villa, and 13 Crestwood residences. And I'm going to let Jennifer answer the question about scheduling in the wellness center.
I don't have a 100% answer yet. Delisa and I are still working the November schedule. The October schedule is still what's on the calendar. The November schedule, her and I are still working out her coverage, my coverage, Julie's coverage to make it, there might be some adjustment in times, so they're not as overlapping, but we're trying our best not to eliminate any classes. Yes. No. Which one? I will have to follow up with Delisa now.
Can you repeat the last question?
She asked if there were classes that were already canceled.
Julia?
Right back.
I have not eaten in Crestwood for a few weeks, but the last time that I've been there, the last few times I've been there, the staffing has been low as far as waitresses and so forth, servers. Someone had mentioned the possibility of high school students being used as waiters, and I wondered if you had considered that.
Yeah, we've considered it. Richard and I have talked about it. He has experience with that when he was at Monroe, so we're still trying to develop that. And
No, I've
we're
been
also gonna
Yeah.
reach out to the Nathan Hale High School and stuff and how they have a culinary program, so we'll be following up with that.
There's a question here.
You mentioned the vacancies in the various areas. Are those ones that are ready to be occupied? Or are there additional vacancies that still need to be worked on before they can be put up for sale?
That's a great question. So what we try to do is to prepare a vacant residence for its next occupant as soon as possible. So these numbers are in a state of almost constant flux. And what I reported to you are the ones that are currently ready. There are probably a few others that are yet to enter the queue of getting ready. But we are working as diligently as possible to prepare a residence once it becomes vacant for its next community member. Okay, I have a couple of Jan, I'm sorry.
For the last couple of months after Josh left, we have had Rachel on the staff, temporary staff of wellness. My understanding from her is that she's going to work just through October. Then what happens? This is relating to what Bob and Jane were saying. Is this something you're still working out, or what do we do? Just that class, and like I say, at 9:45, level 3 just kind of evaporates, or what?
That's what Delisa and I are still working out. So yes, Rachel is, going to stop working in October. And then Delisa and I are still working out the schedule to look at attendance and availability to work it out.
So I have, if there are no other questions, I have a couple of closing comments, okay? First of all, there are roughly 2,000 continuing care retirement communities or life plan communities like Trinity Woods around the country. 2 or 3/4 of those, about 1,500 of them, are actually part of a multi-site community, and 500 of them are single-site communities like Trinity Woods. And we do the very best that we can to network and learn about best practices in the industry by interacting with these other communities. We are members of both a state and national trade association called Leading Age. I'm actually on the board of Leading Age Oklahoma. And in the next few days, several of us are going to spend the next few days at a national conference. And our goal in going to this is to learn the best practices that can help us improve efficiencies, improve the quality of service, and bring focus to our goals of financial stability and delivering on our mission. The challenges that we and other communities are facing in delivering quality care at the best possible rates cover a wide area. So the pressure that we're experiencing on labor and wages, on insurance, medical insurance is an example. The cost of providing medical insurance is going up 9% on that one line item alone. And so what we're trusting is that we're going to learn the latest and get practical insights to help us tackle these issues as we look at this. I'd like to talk to you about what you can expect after this meeting. And again, I want to reemphasize the desire for you to sign up for these fireside chats. You can do that through the wellness portal. No?
We have a sign-up sheet that'll go out this afternoon.
Okay,
It'll look just like the regular weekly reservation form, but it'll be on a different colored paper, so you can fill it out, turn it into the wellness box, still the same reservation process. But it'll be via paper, and then you can submit it via email too.
so what you can expect, number one, please sign up to participate in a fireside chat. Number two, following the board meeting on October 6th, I will send out an email informing everyone about what the outcome of that meeting is. In the first week in November, a detailed letter will go to everyone who receives an invoice from Trinity Woods with additional information. And then at the next town hall that will be on November 11th, Jim Ginther will provide a full update on the changes that you can expect as we look toward 2023. One more, yes, I'm sorry.
Next year to replace Josh or
So-
to replace Alicia.
So the question was, is somebody going to be hired next year to fill the vacancy? I think that all of the issues that we're looking at are driven by the concern that we have about the budget for next year. And in the event that that things change, I would say that reevaluating the decisions that we make is something that we'll do periodically. So reevaluating the decision is something that we would expect to do if conditions change. Finally, I want to take a moment of personal privilege and share with you how I look at 2023. Many people have asked me about what my plans are for the future. In August, I turned 66, and this is what I'd like to say to you. I've had the privilege of serving here for 18 years. And when I choose to leave, it's my intent to pass the baton to someone who's taking over a financially sound and strong organization. And so I view 2023 as a legacy year where we'll find the we'll find the pace that works both on the revenue and expense side, and that the equilibrium, the financial equilibrium for the organization can be established on a solid foundation. There is a succession planning task force that has been appointed by the board. They will continue to look toward 2024. But I wanted you to know that I'm 100% committed to 2023 being a year where all of us invest our strength in delivering a balanced budget for the organization. If there aren't any more questions, I welcome you to say hello to the board members who have been able to stick around. And thank you so much for your time today. Grace and peace to you.
Relative, are they all the